questions about politics, about business, about real estate flipping, about life, about sex, about divorce. This is the Ask Sean Whalen Show.
Wendy, really good question. So my ex and I have, I guess the simplest way to put it would be very different ideas on religion, okay? Religion and spirituality are two totally different things. So let's talk about like the religion thing, like the going to church, practicing a certain faith, whatever. I believe what I believe, and I believe that she believes what she believes, and I'm totally okay with whatever it is that she does. I would never in a million years tell my kids anything negative about a church, about a faith, about a belief anyways, whether it's my ex-wife or not, whether it's, you know, your ex or not. I don't believe in that, period. So my suggestion and my thought process for you would be to do exactly what I do with my kids, which is support them in doing whatever it is that they're doing with mom, whatever they're learning, and then I ensure that when they're with me, I mean, whatever it is that we do spiritual-wise, whatever church we go to, whatever faith we practice, so on and so forth, I mean, that's where we are. This is what dad believes, mom believes what she believes, and I'm totally okay with that, and what mom believes is absolutely fantastic, and what dad believes is fantastic as well. But here's the one thing that I would suggest to you: don't lie. Don't lie to the kids. Don't try and make shit up about this religion being better than that religion or this or that or the other. The reality is there's 7 billion people that believe a lot of different things as it is. So allow other people to do what it is that they're doing, and allow your kids to experience different cultures, different environments, different religions, different thoughts. I actually appreciate that and know that it's going to give my kids some critical thinking ideas to be able to problem solve on their own and say, okay, I like this, but I don't like this, and allow them to have their own spirituality and their own faith and their own testimony, where I think a lot of days now kids are kind of forced into a religion or a spiritual way of thinking by mom and dad. So give them the freedom, give them the liberty, let them go do what they're doing with dad. You do what you do with the kids and pray and do everything that you do, but never knock another religion, especially your ex's. Hunter, the most expensive lesson that I learned, the most expensive thing that I wish I could go back and do all over again. I don't do any regrets, but if I could go back and do it all over again, I would have hired mentors and coaches. I only started working with mentors and coaches a few years ago, paid mentors and coaches. I'm talking about somebody that I write a check to or give cash to mentor and to coach me. I've had lots of people that I respect and look up to, and we sometimes categorize those people as mentors, but what I'm talking about is paying someone to hold me accountable to do certain things, whether that's in my business, whether that's in my life, whether that's in my spirituality or whatever, actually paying a mentor to specifically mentor me and guide me on certain things. So without question, the most expensive lesson that I learned in my business career, losing millions of dollars, making millions, but also losing millions of dollars, would definitely be not hiring a specific coach and mentor to help me get through some challenges that I was facing. Cynthia, good question. So I was actually really opposed to Facebook when it first came out. My ex-wife had a Facebook account like a year before I did, and I thought Facebook was the dumbest thing ever. I learned a long time ago that progression's not going to stop. One stoplight towns are going to continue to grow. Walmart's going to move in. They're going to build. They're going to grow. So instead of trying to fight all of that, I choose to get in front of it and create whatever it is that I want to. So when I jumped into Facebook and I jumped into social media, I saw what was and now is the future happening right in front of me. I realized that Facebook's not going to get any smaller. It's not going to slow down. It's not going to, disappear tomorrow. It literally is the future. It's the way that we communicate. Some people say it's bad. Let's get back to the telephone and the pagers and the friggin' pigeons and the instant, messages and whatever. But social media is here to stay. And so I choose to get in front of it, just like addressing people and friends and fans right now by answering questions. I choose to stay in front of it and actually use it. So I do 95% of my business off of Facebook, which a lot of people don't realize that. And some companies spend literally hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars marketing and advertising. And Facebook is a social platform that allows me to reach hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people for free. And I can do it just in this way, shooting videos, talking, texting, writing things, so on and so forth. So I chose to get in front of social media because I feel like there's a lot of things that I want to say, and the people that want to hear what I have to say are there, and the people that don't, they aren't there. So, I use Facebook and social media to get my expressions out, to do my business, flipping houses, selling houses, and that's the reason I choose to be so active on social media. Adib, this is a deep question, man. This is a really, really big question. I appreciate you sending it. It's probably one that warrants a little bit more time than I can give it right now, but let me do my best to address the question. We live in the melting pot. Okay, we live in a melting pot of cultures, of societies, of religions, of ideas, and the reality is I'm watching all of this stuff transpire, and I'm watching our society evolve in front of my eyes, just like you are, just like the other 7 billion people on this planet. And what I'm witnessing and what I'm seeing is a heightened sense of judgments and criticism, and I think that stems from people not being okay and secure with who they are. So when someone challenges someone on a religious standpoint, if you don't know your Bible and you don't know your doctrine and you're not sound and grounded in your faith, you instantly will get defensive and try and combat that person for saying something that might be against your religion. I see that happening all the time in religion and religious conversations, is we're constantly trying to tear down other people instead of sharing where we are and what it is that we know. But I see that happening with cultures as well. I mean, the conversation of racism, the conversation of Middle Eastern people coming in and the idea of 9/11 and having the thoughts and the past history of judgments and categorizing and lumping people in. My true belief is that if we focus on ourselves, if we focus on our own strength, our own morality, our own ideas, our own wisdom, our own philosophy, it's really difficult to tear everybody else down and to be so focused on other people when what we're focused on is building ourselves. And so some of the more enlightened people that I communicate with and that I spend time with are people that focus exclusively on building their own ideas, their own testimony, their own strength, their own religious fortitude, if you will, and they're not focused on tearing other people down. So I really believe that if we as a society stop worrying about everybody else, stop worrying about our neighbors, stop worrying about what everybody else is doing and start focusing on ourselves and our own families, I think you're going to see a lot of the animosity, a lot of the ferocity in the conversation dissipate. But I mean, that's, it's a tough question, and I think that there's a lot of really good answers and a lot of really good solutions, but my simple thought process has always been stop worrying about other people and handle your own shit, handle your own life, handle your own business. And if you can raise the tide, the high tide raises all the boats. The more I'm able to raise the tide for myself, the more I'm able to help other people and be an asset versus a criticism towards society and towards our culture. So hopefully that answers your question, man.